Hey there, Boots Owen here. This is a Transwave converter made by power capacitors. It changes single phase electricity into three phase. So the power comes in through here, out through there. It's relatively simple in that you turn it on, press start and it runs. And then you can plug in a plug to it. Nothing too fancy. As it is, it's not possible to use this machine with three-phase welders. You have to do a small conversion to it. To be able to run a welder through it, you need to bypass a device that's in here. We'll open it up, we'll have a look at that now. I want to be able to weld on it, so I just need to put simply another on-off switch somewhere on the front, wherever there's space behind really, so it might be up here. And it'll be weld, or they put on a switch that says hand auto, but I think that's just because that's what these switches come with as a legend. I'll just put a switch on it and write hand auto. Then when in use, you start it normally on auto or normal or whatever you want to call it. Start it up and then switch it over to weld. Do your welding and switch it back to auto and turn it off. Let's get into it. I have to disconnect this fellow first. I think I've already done most of that. There's a nut on there. See, I think that's not live. Surely hope it isn't. I have to slide that might just back off actually. Will that back off? Out in the field and my multimeter's in a different place. So to check if it's off, because it's got an RCD in the house, just arc across live and earth together. And if it's on, you'll hear a bang. So that should be good to touch now. Yeah, good. Right, get that nut off. It just needed loosening. It was tight, but it was hand tight, and that was good enough for the connector. It really is just to connect the earth to the gland, so that the it's a single phase, or it's a 3-core. That's actually, yes, it doesn't have to be single phase. It could be 3-wire plus earth SWA, but as it is, it's wired up now. This is all a bit tight too. I don't really want to disconnect as much as possible. I want to disconnect as little as possible is what I'm trying to say. I'll get that off. So I've got the mains off and I've got the screws out all around. There we go. That was easier than it has been. It's on a square floor. This lies forward and it might be best to put it up here actually. This is the chap. It's a relay of some kind. Bryce Controls Limited. It's set up to run a B10 VR/M. Bryce. I can't remember what it does. It's some kind of a voltage regulator, and that's a socket for it, and it just plugs in. So I have to, from my little notes, terminals 2 and 10. So terminals 2 and 10 are live and neutral. So that should be, you're reading this upside down. Let's look at that. So terminals 2 and 10 are live and neutral apparently. So 2, yeah, live and neutral, and it said just break the live supply. So I presume that's the live supply, and there's a loop there as well. I think I have to have a look at that. Are they all the same? Why is there two? Well, one's going in and one's going out. So we'll have to break. I don't know why there's two there. So let's get it off and have a look behind it. And we just have to put a switch on this wire basically. That's all it is, and then put the switch on the front somewhere. So I've unclipped the cable tie. This, I think, just pulls forward. It's just on a big socket. Let's see. So the monitors are up on top. So it looks like there's 2 live inputs for some reason. Why would that be? Live goes to 2, so I just have to cut 2. And I don't know, is that just a matter of breaking this one or breaking both? But I'm guessing if they're going to this unit, if I cut them both here, in fact, if I disconnect them, 2 is linked to 1 for some reason. Now, where does 1 go? So 1 goes up to 3 and 4. Yeah, so I think I just need to split both of these, because they are looped in together, and put a switch onto them. So I'll have to mark out on the front. So I'll have to figure out on the front where my switch will go. Let's flip that up again. I think there's stuff here behind. I think if I put it up there, that'll do it. I could put it down there actually. Would that be better? Yeah, I've got space down there as well. I think down there would be better. So I need to draw up a line it off that, line it off that, mark it off, fit that switch. That's off a solar inverter probably. If those 2 wires come in and out through those terminals and they're bridged, then cutting them there, running a line over to the switch, running a line back and joining them again. Even though there are 2 wires coming in, I can run them through 1 block, I think. So I'll have a go at that. So I've marked out across where I want it to go, and I need to step drill it up. That would almost be enough. I'll do 2 more steps because it's got space. I'll go 1 more, I have loads of space. Now I'll pull it out to deburr the back. Now the switch would fit. Somehow I've got to mark where I want it to have holes now. Now, if I, can you see this? So what I want to do, disconnect these guys here. Bring this fellow over to the switch. Maybe. Will that do it? Take one out of T2, out of T1 even. So this is a 3-pole, doesn't need to be 3-pole. Bring that down here. Cable ties to tidy that up like that, and we're away. So when these 2 are like that, that's the position for normal with this fellow engaged, and then the other position is for welding. So this is the position for starting and auto, if you want to call it auto. Auto/start. And up here is the position for welding. So this model is well, it doesn't have a model number. It's a 15 kilowatt model, quite a big one, 15 for what they make. It's a K12553 MMC. This is a bit stuck here. There we go. All right. And this is a 1999 model, that's what it says. So, as a 1999 model, it's not a recent one. So this advice might not work on recent ones, because they said to me on the phone, they're really nice guys when you call them up. If you just call up the number on the machine and ask for the tech department, or I think you probably just get the tech department. Call them up and say, you know, can you give me a bit of help? But they said the Bryce Controls unit, the B10 VRM, that unit isn't on the more modern ones, so it's not on more recent ones. So that's it, all back together again. I would like some lunch. These are quarter turns that confused the hell out of me first time I saw them. Le Grand. Right, that should be it. I could show you it working, but it wouldn't prove anything because I might have edited the video to cut out the bit where it doesn't work. So to get it to work now, you turn this to start, that to on, and that to start, and then it should start. It might start and weld, I don't know. I'm never going to try it. And then turn it off, you put it back to start, off, and that's it, it's off. It would only make noise if I did this like for real. I could do it myself, look. Woo! But anyways, I'm being silly now. If I've done this wrong, or anything like that, and if you're one of the guys from Transwave or Power Capacitors and you think I've done something wrong here, let me know, because it would be really helpful. And if you've got any questions, call Power Capacitors. Their number's here. I'll put it up. It won't really show up. 0121 708 2811. They're really nice guys. They have an email address, transwave@powercapacitors.co.uk. They were so helpful, and hopefully I've done exactly what they said. Questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. Maybe I'll do some welding in a different video. See you later.